Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everyone. Welcome to Wake and Stretch on this lovely Wednesday. I hope that the beginning of your week has gone well. And so here we are in the middle of the week. Not sure how I'm feeling today. I think today's class or practice, if you will, is going to be a little bit on the DL. So a little calmer, a little bit more gentle. Yeah, I think that's how I'm feeling today. If you're ever having a crazy week, sometimes it's nice to slow down when you're on your mat. And I think that's what we're going to do today. Sound good? Cool. So go ahead and grab any props that you may need. And of course, as always, take care of yourself as you go through this practice. Do what you need to so that you stay safe and healthy as we move through. So let's start in a seated position, prop or not, up to you, and I'll meet you on the mat. Take a nice deep breath. You can exhale out the mouth with a sigh if you'd like, or just a normal exhale, it's all good. Hands resting either on your thighs or you can stack them in your lap. Eyes closed, spine tall. Take a few moments just to focus in on your breath. Sometimes the mind wants to control the breath here when we're watching or observing the breath. Do your best to let that go. Excuse me. Just allow the breath to come however it decides to come. Whatever breath pattern, short inhale, long exhale, vice versa, or even. Doesn't matter, just sit and observe. Just a few more breaths here. And let your eyes gently blink open. Bring your hands actively onto your knees. We'll take a few seated cows and cats. Socks is already starting with the cat. Inhale, lifting the heart and the eyes, arching the spine. And gently exhale, chin to the chest, curling the spine. Inhale, lifting the heart and tail. Exhale, curl. One more time through. Inhale, lifting the heart. And exhale, curl. On your next inhale, come to a nice neutral spine, then exhale, gently twist around to the right. I just noticed this guy snuck himself onto my mat. A little sneak. On your next inhale, come through center, exhale, gently twist to the opposite side. Inhale, coming back through center, exhale where you need. Let's bring the arms out to shoulder height. Nice full inhale here, and then exhale, lean over to your left. Getting a nice side stretch here. Be careful that you don't let the shoulders slump up. We want nice long neck. Inhale, coming up through center, exhale over to the right. Inhale up through center, exhale over to the left. We'll go back and forth a few times. Inhaling up through center. Exhale over to the right. Allow your breath to be your guide for the movement, how long it takes or how short it is. Let's go one more time each side. Once you finish that second side, inhale, come up through neutral. Exhale, release the arms. If you're sitting on any props, just gently remove them from underneath you and find your way into your cross-legged position. Please take a nice, gentle forward fold here. This is a gentle way of opening up the hips, the low back, maybe the groin area if it's tight. Inhale, rolling up through the spine. Okay, so the dogs are barking because there are monkeys in the trees. And they are making a mess. So Zeus likes to bark at them. So does Socks. So don't mind the dogs barking, it's just them talking to the monkeys. Just a few more breaths here. And apparently Loki, who's behind me, could care less. On your next inhale, go ahead and roll up through the spine. Exhale where you need. Bring those legs together. Give them a hug and just gently rock from side to side. Good. From here, let's sweep the legs back behind. Finding tabletop onto your hands and knees. Make any adjustments for your wrists if you need. And take a few cows and cats. Getting deeper into the stretch of the spine. And all the beautiful muscles attached to it. Taking a few more rounds of cow and cat. Take one more full round. Come back to a nice neutral spine. Let's take some lateral movement here. So the core stays nice and engaged. As you exhale, you're going to squeeze the hip and the armpit together without shifting the weight on the hands or the knees. So we're not trying to sway the hips from one side to the other. That's not the point. The point is to get a nice oblique stretch on one side and squeeze on the other. Inhale through center, exhale to the other side. Keep flowing through, inhaling as you come through center. I'll give you a warning before moving on. Let's go one more time each side. Gently come back to center and then find your way to child's pose. Exhaling as you shift the hips back. Knees can be narrow or wide, whichever one you prefer. On your inhale, gently lift the head and just walk yourself about halfway up. Let's take a nice twist here. So threading the needle but in child's pose. If for whatever reason this is too intense on the knees, you can take this more in a tabletop position so that the legs are at 90 degrees. So there are two variations here. So I'm going to wait for Miss Socks. She's got a good down dog. So from there, you're going to take the right arm, thread it through underneath so the shoulder comes down to the mat. If you don't want the head or the head doesn't reach or it's uncomfortable, you can always bring a prop underneath your head for a little extra support. And the left arm is there for support as well. You can come to fingertips, flat palm. If your neck is okay with it, you can bring the hand behind the back, however intense you want to go. Two more breaths here. On On your inhale, gently bring yourself back up to neutral. And we switch to the other side. Exhaling and threading that left arm through, left shoulder down to the mat, resting on your temple. Enjoying the twist and the stretch behind the shoulder blade. One more full breath. On your inhale, gently bring yourself back up to neutral. Exhaling where you need to. Come into tabletop. Go ahead and tap your toes and find your way to downward facing dog. Loki, you have to get off my mat, buddy. Just allowing yourself to settle in here. Enjoying the stretch through the backs of the legs, through the shoulders. Starting to engage the belly, letting the sit bones shoot straight back on a diagonal. Good. From here, right leg floats up and back, three-legged dog. Let's keep it square for a few breaths so the hips don't move. Now from here, lift that right leg all the way up to the ceiling, bend the knee, make it a twist. On your inhale, straighten the legs, square off the hips. Exhale, step it through. Find your low lunge. Let's leave the torso a little bit heavy on the thigh here. Make sure your weight is shifted forward. Nice distance between the front heel and the back knee. And from here, I think I'm going to use my block today and just rest on my forearm. My wrists are not so thrilled with all the pressure on them. So I'm going to rest on the forearm here, bring the right hand to the thigh and gently twist to the right. And while I'm here, to get more hip sensation in that left hip flexor, I'm going to let the left hip drop down towards the mat. So I'm not trying to hold it in a square position. I'm just letting my body go where it needs to get the stretch and the openness. One more breath in the twist. Coming back through center, both hands to the inside of that front foot. Let's take Skandasana, which is a side lunge. So tuck the back toe, lift the knee. Turn yourself so you're facing the left side of your mat. Your weight will stay on the right ball of the foot. Left leg straightens. And you can either stay upright and balance, or you can fold it forward. Provides a nice opening through the inner thigh behind the knee of that straight leg. Good. On your inhale, bringing yourself up if you were folded forward. Exhale, bring it back to high lunge, step it back to downward facing dog. If you'd like to vinyasa, you're welcome to. If you're not into it this morning, that's fine. You can just stay in down dog or even move to child's pose. Moving now to the second side, left leg floats up and back, three-legged dog with nice square hips. Then lift that leg all the way to the ceiling or the sky, bend the knee, and make it a twist. Inhale, straighten the legs, square off the hips. Exhale, step it through. Low lunge. Breathing into those hips, letting the torso rest on the thigh. It doesn't mean that the head has to drop forward, however, do your best to keep the spine nice and long. That includes the neck and the head. All right, moving into the twist from here. Weight onto the right arm or hand. Twist to the left hand to the thigh. Gently open the chest. Try to let go of any unnecessary tension in the legs. The front leg is supportive, of course. Giving a little bit of pressure through the left arm, just a touch. And let that right hip sink down towards the mat. On your inhale, coming back through center. Exhale, gently release the hands. Move any props out of your way. High lunge, tucking the back toe. Flip into that skandasana, which is a side lunge. Weight onto the left foot. Right leg is straight, heel down, toes up. Either stay in your balance or fold it forward. Ow! Oh, that was not nice. She totally just headbutted me. What a jerk. Alright, from here, inhale, lifting the head. Exhale, release, flip it back into your high lunge. Find your way back to your downward facing dog. Vinyasa if you'd like. Child's pose if you'd like. But on your inhale, lift the eyes. Exhale where you need. Let's bring the knees down to the mat, about hip width apart, and then inhale, sit all the way up. Okay, all right, so from here, taking a few rounds of camel pose. It looks like this morning is turning into a focus of the spine, which is awesome because I haven't done that in a while. So yay, spine. All right, once you're situated, I like to bring a block between the heels on the highest level. It keeps the awareness of where the heels and the legs are in relation to your hips. Creates a little bit of energy there for the inner thighs to help support the pelvis as we move into the back bend. All right, so the hands come to the hips. Fingertips point down, roll the shoulders back. On your inhale, lift the ribs out of the waist. And then exhale, hinge, hips move forward. Lifting the chest, don't think about crunching backwards, think more about lifting up and back. Opening the heart, the chest. If it's uncomfortable on the neck, bring the chin to the chest. On your inhale, coming back up to vertical. Exhale, release the arms, let the shoulders roll a little bit. We'll take another round. Now I tend to do this in 3 rounds. I go hips, I go block, I go heels. You can do this any way you wish. You want to do the same variation 3 times. All of it is beneficial. All right, so placing the hands on the hips to start. Inhale, lifting through the waist. And exhale, hinge. If you'd like to go a little deeper, you're ready for it. Hands can come to the block. Squeeze those shoulder blades together behind you. Press the hips forward and lift the belly. One more breath. And gently bring the chin to the chest. Walk the hands back up to the hips. And gently release the arms. You can let the shoulders go a little bit. One more time. All right, hands come behind. Getting the prep ready. Inhale, lifting the heart. Exhale, starting to hinge. Bring the hands wherever you'd like them to go. One more breath. Inhale, chin to the chest. Start to walk the hands back up to your hips. Exhale where you need. Let the arms and the shoulders roll out. And we're going to sit in hero's pose. So you can use the block here underneath your sit bones. We're just going to let the spine neutralize in its own time. So allowing the Body to relax, lengthen from those back bends. Take a nice inhale, lengthen up through the spine once more. Exhale, gently twist to the right. As you inhale, come back through center. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, come back through center. Exhale where you need. Coming onto hands and knees, move any props out of the way. And let's come into Malasana. Now, I know I said this is about the spine, and indeed it is. This targets the lower back. Some people won't feel it in the lower back because the hips are too tight. Sometimes it's too much in the knees. If that's the case, you can still do the pose with props. You can sit on a block. And this lessens the intensity of the fold of the knees. You take it where you like it to go. You stay for about 3 or 4 more breaths. Be mindful of the head placement, the neck placement. We still want length. We don't want to crunch. If the chin is touching the chest, then most likely it's a little bit of a crunch, at least through the throat. And the throat is meant to be open so that you can breathe. Yeah? One more full breath. Good. From here, gently sit onto the ground, or find your way there, whatever makes sense to you. Gently and slowly extend the legs out in front of you. Give them a nice little soft pop, rock, whatever it is that you might need. Okay, so from here, let's take the right foot in, heel to the sit bone. Right hand behind, inhale the left arm up, exhale, gently twist to the right. Left leg is energized, heel down, toes up. Shoulders away from the ears. On your inhale, eyes come to the front, exhale, gently release. Let's take Janusirsasana. Bottom of the foot connects to the inner leg, sitting up nice and tall through the spine. Exhale, micro twist to the left, so sternum aligns with the thigh, and then fold forward. This targets the lower back, the hamstring, the hips. We're doing our best to square the shoulders off to the ground. One more breath. And on your inhale, lift the head. Exhale, gently release. We're going to keep the legs in Janusirsasana, but move the right hip a little wider. Move into the side variation. So both sit bones are definitely grounded, connected to the ground. Inhale the arms out to the side to a T. And then exhale, side bend over to the left. So we're stretching out the right side of the body. Now you can use the right hand on the thigh, left hand on the left leg, or you can sweep the arm up overhead for a little more intensity. Just be mindful, you always want to have that space between the ear and the shoulder. Two more breaths. On your inhale, come all the way up through vertical. Exhale, let's bring this hand down to the back. It is technically the back of the mat, but it's in line with the right hip, about a foot away. From here, press up onto the right knee. The back toe can slide up. Nice stretch through the body. A little bit of a back bend here, yeah? And then gently sit it back down. 2 legs out in front, give them a shake. And we do all that on the second side. So left heel comes to the sit bone. Left hand behind, inhale the right arm up, exhale, twist to the left. On your inhale, the eyes come to the front. Exhale, gently release. Janusirsasana, bottom of the foot to the inner leg. Inhaling, sitting up nice and tall. As you exhale, little micro twist to the right, sternum in line with the right leg, and then fold it forward. 2 more full breaths. On your inhale, lift the head. Exhale, gently release out of that forward fold. Move the left hip so you're a little bit wider in the leg position. Inhale the arms out to your side to a T, and then exhale, side bend over to the right. On your inhale, come all the way up through vertical. Exhale where you need. The left hand now comes down to the mat, about a foot away from that left hip. Slide up onto the knee. Nice stretch through the body. And gently sit it back down. Both legs extend out in front. Give a little shake, a little rock on the top. And let's lay down on the spine. Gently rolling down, feet flat. Fix the hair so that your head can be flat on the mat. Nice deep breath here. Give the head a little wobble from side to side, just a nice gentle rotation. This provides a few things. The obvious, it gives you more mobility through the neck, or it allows, weights up, opens up the neck for mobility. You also get a nice massage on the back of your noggin. And sometimes you get a nice stretch from the ear to the collarbone. I'd say the name of the muscle, but I'm sure I'll get tongue-tied. I always do when I say it. The sternomusculoskeletal, whatever it's called. The big one that pops up when you turn your neck. That gets a nice stretch. And that's important to stretch out because that works all day to keep our head upright. It's nice to give it a little release. Sternomastio. I'm going to look it up later. Bothers me that I can't say it. Alright, so bringing the head back to neutral. Arms out to your side. Feet nice and wide on your mat. Let the heels fall away from your sit bones so that there is a good distance there. And then gently lower the legs to the left. We're going to rest here for a little bit. If you want more intensity, you can take the left foot and gently put it on the IT band of the right thigh. If that's too much on your back, it doesn't feel good, then just gently release it. If you have the heel up on the leg, gently release it down to the mat. Inhale through center. And then exhale, gently find your way to the second side. Legs to the right. And if it's available, the right heel can stack on the left IT band. One more breath. And gently release the heel off the thigh, bring it to the mat. Inhale, bring them back up to neutral. Stay in neutral for a breath. And gently windshield wiper from side to side. So we have a little bit more of a dynamic flow now. Inhaling wherever it feels natural for you. One more time each side. Come back up to neutral. Hug those knees in towards the chest. Give a nice stretch for that low back. You can even rock from side to side here a little bit if you'd like. Totally up to you. And gently release the legs out and find your Shavasana. Legs to the width of the mat. Let the legs fall to their natural rotation. Arms out to your sides. A comfortable angle, but no higher than the shoulders. Eyes closed. And take rest. Start to deepen your breath. Find energy in the hands, feet, fingers, toes, wrists, ankles. Let the arms extend up overhead, legs together underneath you. Give a nice stretch to the body. Hug the knees into the chest. Gentle rock from side to side. Roll onto your right side, fetal position. Bottom arm is a pillow for your head. Gently press yourself up to a seated position. Eyes stay closed. Hands pressed together in front of the heart, or one on your heart and one on your belly. Taking this moment to check in and how you feel. Physically, emotionally, energetically, and spiritually. It's okay if you feel some and not others. If you can't tap into it today, it's okay. Give a few moments for some gratitude. something you're thankful for right now. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Namaste. All right, so I hope you feel pretty good after that practice. Oh, I have some visitors today. I'm so glad that you guys joined me, even if it was briefly. I'll make sure I say hello afterwards. Yeah, so another Wednesday morning down. Yeah, feeling pretty chill. So I hope you have a good Wednesday, a better Thursday, and I'll see you on Friday for our final wake and stretch of the week. And of course, we never know what's going to happen because this is my intuitive practice. All right, then, don't have much to say today. Be good humans. Treat each other with love and care and compassion. I wish you the best for the day ahead and the week ahead. Namaste. Bye.